So I'm in Richmond, Virginia, in one of my rentals, and I've been here for the summer with my family. My wife is starting a business, and so we took the summer for the kids to enjoy themselves and for us to come here so that she could basically start working on growing her business, which is an actual brick and mortar location here in Richmond. Three things stand out in just getting stuff done, which is investment. You have to make an investment in something. Either you make an investment in your time, you make an investment in your kid, you make an investment in a business, in real estate, your job. Everybody makes investments. Everybody. What you spend your time and your money on is what you invest in. Second, strategy. Everybody needs a strategy. You have to have one. Well, you don't have to have one. A plan, strategy, aka plan. But is it necessary in order to exercise the power that you innately have? Kind of like you going to work. You have power or authority given to you by the CEO, upper management of that company. But they don't just give you power and sit you at a desk and say, have at it. They give you guidelines. They give you a job description, metrics, key performance indicators that you need to reach and maintain while in that position. That's the plan to go with the power that you've been given by the authorities that be. Now, with that plan, with that power, with the investments that you're making, you got to execute. So you're at your job. That's the investment that you've made with your time. You got a plan. That's how you exercise the power or the authority that you've received from your boss or upper management leadership. And now you got to actually do that job. And that's the execution. But it doesn't stop there. There's another component that is vital to the growth and the maintenance of the investments that you make and the plan that you have and the power that you use to follow through with that plan. And that one additional component is consistency. It takes consistent inputs to get consistent outputs. It takes consistent inputs to get consistent outputs. For example, this house, you can see there's a light on coming from somewhere in front of me. And that power, electricity, is provided by the electric company. Now, if that power or the electricity cuts off right now, there's been a break in consistency. And let's say it cuts off, and then 3 seconds later, it cuts back on. And then 3 seconds later, it cuts back off. Then 3 seconds later, it cuts back on. Well, what's the problem? The power company is not, or the electric company is not delivering consistent current to my house. They're not delivering consistent electricity. I can use it, I can use the light while the electricity is on. But as soon as it cuts off, I'm sitting in the dark and I'm unable to use the thing that I need. Not because the thing isn't useful, but its inconsistency makes it less useful, which will ultimately render it useless. And so you're making an investment, you have a plan, You exercise your power by utilizing that, applying your power to that plan. You're executing, but you're inconsistent. And that inconsistency will render your execution, your plan, and your investment useless. Consistent inputs make consistent outputs. In order for me to utilize the light that's shining on me, I have to have consistent light. If that light goes out every 3 seconds, it's going to create frustration. Not only is it going to create frustration, it's going to create breaks in momentum. Those breaks in momentum will slow me down and distract me from the investment that I've decided to make. So be consistent. You gotta be consistent. You gotta be consistent. Consistent inputs create consistent outputs. They're required one with the other.